Episode 78, To Boldly Go Where No Man Has Gone Before, or at least me. And Benjamin Franklin flew his kite up into a storm to discover electricity. Yeah, he was shocked. That was horrible. Alright, sit down, relax, shut the hell up, get a snack. The 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast is about to begin. Hello and welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? Because that's about how long it's going to take authorities to get here. I think I've used that one several times before, but if it works, it works. I'd like to remind everybody you can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Overcast, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. But not on iHeartRadio or Pandora, because they're dicks. Want to reach out and touch the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast? I'd really appreciate it. You can contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or you can leave a comment on our many YouTube videos. Want to be ignored by the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast? It's easy to do. Just follow us on all the social media outlets such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, but never on TikTok. Because TikTok is just weird and strange, and I don't understand it. So therefore, it's evil. Now we have all the legal mumbo-jumbo boilerplate stuff out of the way. On this episode, I'd like to talk about the new OHV trail at Uwharrie, the Lakeview Trail, trail number 69. I finally had some time to head out to Uwharrie this year. First trip of Uwharrie this year, and I was only there for a few hours. I went up top of Daniel for a photo op, and I wanted to hit the new Lakeview Trail that they just opened up this year. Heard a lot of good things about it, want to see it for myself, so I went out and checked it out. Now, I went on the Forestry Service website and read the little biop they had on the trail, and it's Lakeview Trail number 69. It connects Wolf's Den Trail to Falls Dam Trail, so the ATVs no longer are allowed to drive on Road 516 to get from Wolf Den to Falls Dam. So it was their way of getting the OHVs and the side-by-sides and the four-wheelers to get them off the road and keep them on the trails. Makes it safer for everybody, I guess. But Forestry Service has it listed as a 1.6 miles of trail. I clocked it at 1.9. So reading up on the trail, it took them 11 years of planning to come up with this trail. And apparently it's made from old logging roads. They had an old logging road that intersected with another old logging road, which makes sense when you look at how it's kind of laid out. But anyhow, it took them 11 years to plan this, 2 months to construct. They designed the trail so that a stock vehicle can traverse it with no problem. And I got to tell you, I agree with that. It is a flat dirt road. There is, on the main road, there is no obstacle whatsoever. It's just a nice drive, almost like an unmaintained driveway. And it was kind of pleasant to see because, some of the trails can get rutted. And I imagine with this being dirt, very little gravel, with the rain, it's going to get a little slicker. But still, as of now, there's no ruts or anything in it that'll prevent you from going through it. If you're wondering if you can go down this trail, yes, I did it in two-wheel drive. Didn't even have a problem. I really believe your mom's station wagon can go down this trail. Now, with that being said, there's 3 obstacles on this course, or on this trail, but they're off of the main trail, so you can just drive right through, right by. And if you're not looking, you might not even notice them because they're like little turnoffs on the side. First one was on the left. Second one was on the right. And third one was on the left. and they're like little rock gardens. You just turn off the trail, go down this little rock garden, and come right back up on the trail. The first one was kind of mild. I could have done no problem. I didn't do it because I didn't have a spotter in case I got pinched or somebody to help me if I got stuck. Well, when I'm wheeling alone, I tend to be very reserved. When somebody's watching me, I tend to go a little bit crazy and nuts. So it's there's no happy medium with me. But the rock gardens, first one, doable, enjoyable, I would think. I look forward to trying to go through it. The second and third one, insane. Oh my gosh, I don't think anybody who cares about, anybody who maintains their own vehicle is not going to drive through these things unless you have a truggy or something, because they're just, oh my gosh. And on the second one I went through, which seemed the second one in the middle of the trail, seemed to be the worst one, and there was evidence of carnage on it. There were scraped trees, broken glass, bits of plastic and fiberglass everywhere. And it's just going to be more and more of that. I think after a while, when people realize that maybe I shouldn't drive through there, it'll settle out. But then you always got the people in the buggies that are always going to go through stuff like that. More power to you. But my assessment of the trail, it's very easy if you want it to be very easy. It can be very difficult if you want it to be difficult. It's that trail has the capability to be for everybody. And if you take the bypasses and don't hit the obstacles, it is by far the easiest trail at Uwharrie. It's smoother than the gravel roads to get to the trails. It's as of now. Who knows what next year will hold for it by the time it's been well traveled. It's called Lakeview Trail, but I did not see the lake. I've seen pictures of it when there's no foliage on the trees, but with the leaves on the trees, you can't see the lake. And I think if you do see the lake, you're going to be above it a good bit. So it's not like you can pull off, take a dip in the lake, and come back. It's they call it, it's Lakeview by name. It's nowhere near the lake, I think. It's not lake accessible. And I wouldn't even call it Lakeview. I would call it Lakeview adjacent. I'm glad to see they put in a new trail at Uwharrie, but I'm kind of disappointed that there's no camping allowed on this trail. And I've noticed more and more new signs that say no camping allowed. Going down 516, there's no camping allowed on it anymore. Some of the trails, they have no camping from this point to that point. It's in my opinion that eventually, in the near future, there's going to be no camping allowed in Uwharrie at all, even though you can do dispersed camping on federal property and BLMs. So I don't see how they can legally get away with it, but as of now, there's no camping on the new trail. And I think they're trying to do away with it altogether on Uwharrie. Every time you turn around, there's a new no camping sign put up. And they always seem to be put up in some really nice camping spots. And if you don't think they can do that, just go down Wilson Creek one time. That used to be some of the best camping in the Fiska Forest. And now there's no camping allowed at all along the creek. Or they call it a creek, but it's almost like a river. I wonder what designates between a creek and a river, because Wilson Creek is pretty wide. But back to the original subject. Clean up after yourself. Take care of the campgrounds. They're trying to close them. Don't let them close the camping. All right, until next time, this is Nicky G saying wheel what you got and be happy.